I thank the representative of United Cities and local governments, and I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Voice of Specially Abled People, VOSAP.
A very warm hello to representatives of member states, UN entities, and fellow NGOs from around the world gathered here today for the 66th session of the UN Commission on the Status of Women. My name is Manashri Desai, and I'm representing Voice of Specially Abled People, a global organization promoting the inclusion of persons with disabilities. I would like to thank Mr. Pranav Desai, founder of Voice of SAP, for this opportunity to make a statement and the vision with which he has created a global mass movement of 11,000 volunteers like me. The 21st century constellation of economic, environmental, and climate crises is largely attributable to the historic pattern of unsustainable production, consumption, and land use, exploitation of marine, coastal, and terrestrial resources. According to the UN Office for Disaster and Risk Reduction, climate change and increasingly extreme weather events have caused a surge in natural disasters over the past 50 years, disproportionately impacting women and girls with disabilities, who are amongst those who are most affected by the increased risk for natural climate-related disasters. This statement details the disproportionate impacts of climate change and thereby increased predisposition to risk for climate-related disasters on women with disabilities. It advocates for elevating the voices of women with disabilities as active participants in the planning, implementation, and monitoring of emergency disaster responses by leveraging the resources of Voice of SAP. As reaffirmed by the UN in a statement by the Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities at the World Humanitarian Summit, situations of risk and humanitarian emergencies expedited by climate change considerably jeopardize the safety and protection of women and girls with disabilities, noticeably reducing their survival. Appropriate services for women and girls with disabilities in situations of climate-related risk and natural disaster should be made available, and their accessibility should be secured by removing physical, communicative, social, cultural, economic, political, and other barriers, including the expansion of quality services in rural and remote areas. Voice of SAP hopes to bridge this gap and secure accessibility for women and children with disabilities by capitalizing on 3 current organizational efforts. 1, building a global accessibility database and map of public spaces through the VOSAP mobile app. 2, enabling and educating women and girls with disabilities through assistive devices and self-employment kits. And 3, leveraging key government stakeholders to pursue more inclusive disaster risk and reduction planning efforts that centralize the voices of women and girls with disabilities. With the support of the UN CSW, Voice of SAP is committed to assisting women and girls with disabilities better prepare and manage their well-being before, during, and after climate-related natural disasters. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Voice of Specially Abled People,